slides as quickly as we can. I know this will be the third of 3 links, but this is where we're going to see our backs and forwards integrate more together. We've already got communication between the forward groupings and the backs, but we also want to make sure that we've got some understanding on how they can integrate with them off of attack play. One thing that I've left out, I want to make abundantly clear, is that the voice to the number 9 as to the direction we'll go with the ball is our 10. So our 10 not only has to be a networked player with the 9 and the 15 and be aware when they're the restart player as the ball travels outside the 15, they've also got to be the voice to the 9 as that 9's digging the ball out of out of rucks and got his head down. He's got to be telling that 9 which way to go with the ball. So let's always remember that. So at this point, everything's on. Our forwards can call all of their point, drift, and crash plays, crash moves, crash attack. Our 9s, 10s, and 15s can call for through balls. And the next part is we want to start having our backs connect to our forward groupings off the drift. That's the other thing we're going to need to have happen here as we progress to this third phase of integration between the backs and the forwards. First you can see that the number 10's right behind the 9, telling the 9 which way to go with the ball because he's got his eyes up looking at the defense. The forward groupings also have to recognize that sometimes the ball comes slower than others. When the ball comes fast, they can be wide and we can let the ball freely fly through our hands. When the ball comes slow, we've got to cut that space and we've got to take a hard charge, point, or crash call to try to get that ball moving forward. Unless, of course, your eyes are up and you're scanning and that defense is stacked around that tackle contest. Then that forward grouping can take the ball and move it to space. So if the number 10 hears drift call and can sneak in behind that drifting attack forward, then you can actually create some numbers and you can sometimes get yourself in a spot that's not defended because you're coming kind of from behind the group. The defense may or may not see you, and so there could be a gap just off the drift player for you to get in and start to create an overload. Remember, we want that to be a close pass. We don't want to ask our drift players to do something that they don't frequently do, which is to take the ball at pace and pass the ball a great distance and make sure that it's accurate. So we want that to be a fairly close pass. Again, the number 10, the number 9 have got to be communicating all the time with the number 10. Unless they're the restart player, the number 10 is typically calling which direction that ball is going to come out of the restart, out of the ruck. Okay, this is where if the ball gets moved all the way to the perimeter and it's moved quickly, and we've got to move it, we want to move it to the other side of the field as rapidly as possible. We want to get through calls. These have to be called after the ball's coming out of the ruck. But you got to have the 9 and the 10 communicating before this happens. So if the 9 and the 10 are seeing that the space is all the way on the other side of the field, is that grouping of 3 goes to the left and gets into a tackle contest, we've got to be communicating that early so there's complete clarity. So if the ball moves back and forth across the field and that you notice that there's a soft spot just away from the tackle contest, any networked player can also just go as a 4-man attack with that forward grouping, and they can take the pass like a connected pass, and you can make your moves right there and have a run. Recognize that you're going to want to do your best to stay out of the tackle contest and let those forwards take the ball in the tackle contest, so you can be the restart player, or you can be a networked player if you're the number 10, 9, or 15. That, my friends, is a try. Okay, gentlemen, I hope that helps. I'm sure we're going to have a bunch of questions as we get out there, but I'm hoping that those 3 videos will be enough of a guide to let you know where we're going. Take care.